Do you not think that we're the qualified party?
I will happily take you to jail.
You can't get arrested for wanting to give a cop your ID, can you?
Do not let that dog come near me. Well, I don't want you going inside the van, so what's your first name? Yes, I am. This is officer safety. What's your middle name? I don't want you to grab your ID.
Because you're scared?
Yes, and don't let that dog come near me.
And you're scared of dogs too?
Yes. No. Go ahead and stand up. Put your baby down. Turn your around and place your hands behind your back.
I will happily take you to jail. And I will call DCF and they will come out and take your kids.
You're going to be placed under arrest. Can I have a pair of set of handcuffs? Because we're going to 10-15 for obstruction and failure to identify.
You want to go down this road?
Quick second? No,
because I'm done with you. I'm done with this stringing it along.
I understand.
I will happily take you to jail.
To demonstrate just how corrosive and corrupting untreated authoritarianism can be in the human brain, this female Florida Fish and Wildlife tyrant arrests this man who has a wife and small children. And why did Miss Gestapo arrest him? Because he wanted to go and give her his ID instead of just giving his name. Yeah, you heard that right, and she heard that right. Then her thin blue line buddies, because they're totally not insecure cowards, gang up on her and threaten to throw her into a cage and take her children. On December 22nd, 2024, this female officer with Florida Fish and Wildlife was on patrol in a state forest when she claims to have observed a van parked on a closed road and a dog off leash. When she walks up to the campsite, the dog is on the leash. But it becomes clear real quick who should actually be leashed up.
How's it going? Good. I'm Officer Bauer with Florida Fish and Wildlife. How many more people are inside the van? Two. Your wife and?
Baby.
And baby? Okay. Hey, the reason I'm coming to talk to y'all is you guys can't pull down here with this vehicle. Did you know that? No. No? Okay. Did you see the road closed sign when you drove down here?
Road closed? No, they're all open.
Okay. No, they're not. This is a closed road. There was a sign before the road that you came in on.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir. How long have you guys been here?
We got here yesterday.
Okay.
We're leaving today.
Okay. Is this your van?
Yep.
Is it registered to you?
It's registered to a company that I manage.
Okay. So it doesn't come back in your name, though? No. Do you have your ID on you? Yes, you're on a closed road, and this is a violation.
Can you show me the sign where
Yeah,
closed?
absolutely. After I identify you. So what's your first name?
Covert off.
Do not let that dog come near me. And where are you going in the van right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hang outside the van. Let's not go back in there. What is your first name?
You wanted my ID. I'm going to put my ID.
Okay. Well, I don't want you going inside the van. So what's your first name?
Afraid?
Yes, I am. This is officer safety protocol.
Okay. Well, my ID's right in there.
Okay. I'm asking you for your name.
My name's David.
Okay, David. What's your middle initial? What's your middle name?
My ID's right in there.
I don't want you to grab your ID. Okay? I would like you to give me your name.
Because you're scared?
Yes, I don't want you going inside the van. And don't let that dog come near me.
And you're scared of dogs too?
Yes.
That's a great job, you guys. Scared of people, scared of dogs.
Are you going to give me your name, David?
I just did. It's
What's your middle initial?
My name is David.
And what's your last name, David?
I'll grab you my ID.
No, I'm not asking you to grab your ID. I'm asking you to provide me your name.
David, I already told you.
4311 Pensacola. I have a subject being difficult. Can you have an officer
David, I told you my name.
en route to my location? What's your last name, David?
I'll grab you my ID. You need my ID.
Okay.
4311 10-4.
Are you going to give me your name?
Pensacola 4313.
What's your last name?
QB 71.
I'll grab you my
Okay.
ID. You want
No. Go ahead and stand up. Put your baby down. Put your baby down.
on the floor?
Anywhere. Put her in that basket right there.
QB 71.
I need to hold my dog because you're afraid of my dog. So what exactly do you
I'm going to place you in handcuffs until I can figure out who you are. So put your baby down in that carrier right there.
4314. I'm 51. Make sure you get 4313. He's much closer.
10-4, I was just trying to get full 51.
10-4, continue to raise him.
Alright, turn around, place your hands behind your back.
10-4, we're on.
Turn your around and place your hands behind your back.
Now you're not okay with my
10-4, 4313.
Yeah, there is. Go ahead and step with me. Will you call your dog? Come here.
I said I would get you my ID.
I told you I was asking you for your name.
I gave you my name. It's David.
Alright, have a seat right here. Is there anything on you? Is there anything on your person?
I have a.
Do you have a weapon?
Clothes,
You have what?
I have clothes. I have.
Do you have any weapons on you?
Physical 4313.
Is there any weapons in the van?
Oh,
Is there any weapons in the van?
There's registered. There's a.
4314 reference.
Okay, we're gonna walk up to my vehicle.
Go ahead.
I don't know why you don't want that. You're asking me for ID, so I get you the ID.
4311, that's cool. I have one subject detained. He's unwilling to give me his name and date of birth. I have three other subjects in the van. I think it's a wife and 2 kids. He's unwilling to give me his name and date of birth.
Unwilling to give his name and date of birth? She's a liar. Up to this point, everybody can see that David has been completely peaceful and cooperative. There is no legal basis for cuffing and detaining him. She asked for his name, and he appeared more than willing to go and get her all the information she needs. But because she wants to exert her power over easy targets who don't fight back, like psychopaths do, she slaps the torture cuffs on him. She keeps plying him for information that could easily be resolved if only David was allowed to give her his ID. But she continues to hold him against his will.
Alright, what's the deal? Why are you not giving me your name?
Because I'd rather give you my ID.
Why are you not giving me your name and date of birth?
4313.
Because you're gonna need my ID anyways.
Why? What
That's
is the
you're
reason
asking for.
that you can't just give me your name and date of birth?
You're gonna ask me for my ID. I'd rather just give you my ID.
I asked you for your ID. You told me your ID was in the van. I told you
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
was
want
gonna
you going
look
in the
at it.
van, and I asked you for your name and date of birth.
Because you're gonna ask for my ID anyways.
Do you not know your name?
13.
I told you it's David.
What is your middle name? And what's your last name? Okay. We're gonna have a seat in my car.
4313.
Quite a big deal about me
What's your
wanting
date of
to give you
birth?
my ID.
What's your date of birth? Do you not know your date of birth? Do you have to think about
I
it?
wasn't conscious when I was born. Anything is hearsay.
Okay, so you don't want to give me your date
I'm
of birth?
happy to give you my ID. It's right in there. You're making quite a big deal about me wanting to give you my government ID. I didn't say I wouldn't give you anything. I'm happy to give you my ID.
Okay, have a seat in the back of my truck. Hey,
Hey,
I'm Officer Corbin with Florida Fish and Wildlife.
hi. There must have been some huge misunderstanding.
I think so.
Okay. I know my
Um,
husband can be kind of a strong-willed guy sometimes. So.
Why is that? What's his deal?
Oh, I mean, I don't know if I can testify for that, but
Okay, okay.
I mean, everyone has their own past and their own, but he's
Sure.
he's not a violent guy. He's not a dangerous guy.
Okay.
We don't have any weapons on us other than like machetes for chopping wood.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I'm sorry if there's been a misunderstanding. I know, like I said, I know he can be strong-willed. So.
Yeah. Is there any reason why he's not wanting to give me his name and date of birth? Does he have any warrants?
No, he doesn't.
Okay. Would there be any reason why he's failing to identify himself?
Just on principle, I think. Just
What do you mean?
Just I think like the principle of like non-aggression principle. I think like of just we're out here peacefully, kind of trying not to cause any issue to anyone, and so I think coming up and being questioned, I think maybe
Okay.
kind of just affront something in him that
Do you know why I'm down here?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm down here because you guys drove your vehicle into a closed road. And this is, you can't have your vehicle down here. That's why I was trying to identify him.
gosh.
So I told
okay.
him there was a violation, and now he's questioning me as to why I'm asking him for identification.
Okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Well, I mean, we're happy. We didn't know we were violated anything, so
Sure.
we're happy to move. I mean, and I can understand why this has caused like some kind of issue. I hope that we can get this resolved peacefully, because that's all we.
I've tried to, and I want to. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure that you do. I mean, I'm sure you're a reasonable person. I mean, obviously.
It was.
If the female cop had tried to resolve this peacefully, she would have let David give his ID. The female cop also lied to David's woman, claiming that he wasn't willing to give his name and date of birth.
Is there any reason why he's not wanting to give me his name and date of birth?
She's just making all this stuff up. David's wife needs to stop talking, but unfortunately, she doesn't.
I can understand. I didn't hear much of what was happening, but I can hear his tone, and like I said, sometimes he just kind of can be a little argumentative. And it's just something in him, I think, that is just... He's, like I say, he's peaceful, he's not violent, he's not dangerous. He just has these strong principles of kind of, you know, personal freedom and that kind of thing. So just being out here by himself, kind of like leaving everyone alone type of thing.
So really quick, I am still trying to identify him. He doesn't remember his date of birth or something. He says he wasn't conscious when he was born, so he doesn't know his date of birth. Do you happen to have his ID? And before you move anywhere, can you tell me where it is?
Yeah, I think that he's got an ID right up in the front here, in the right in this little pocket. He's got a wallet here. It's right there.
This is for officer safety purposes only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I open this door while you grab that ID for me?
I don't know, because my dog is sitting right there, so I don't know if that will make you feel safe.
Where is?
I can keep my hands visible.
Sure, that would be great. Perfect. Thank you.
Yep.
Is there anything? I know you said that there was no weapons in the vehicle, right?
Only the machetes we have for cutting wood.
Okay.
As far as I know, I don't have.
And you've got two babies in there.
We've got two children. Yep, and a dog.
Okay.
Can I put this back where I
Yep, you can. Thank you. Yes, you can.
So the female officer runs his ID, then hits up the mom for her ID.
What is your name?
Am I required to answer questions? I only ask because I don't feel like I've also really done anything. We're happy to move. I'm sorry that we broke the rule, that we didn't know we were breaking, but...
Okay. Hang tight for me.
Hey man, Officer Ross from Fish and Wildlife, how you doing?
Doing awesome.
Okay. What's going on?
She didn't want me to give her my ID. So that's all I know.
Okay, well, she didn't want you to go in your van for officer safety reasons.
Just to be clear, officer safety trumped this female cop's desire to obtain ID, and then the guy who wanted to give her his ID is punished because she was too scared for him to get his ID. That's some law enforcement catch-22 BS if I've ever seen it.
So you still have to identify yourself.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do, is give her my ID.
I understand that, but she didn't want you to go in your vehicle, so she wanted you to give your name and date of birth. What was the problem with that?
I just would rather be very official and give her the government-issued document.
Okay.
What did you say? What did you say?
You say you'd rather be official and give you the government
Issued document.
Okay. Okay, but that's not what she asked. Whether you want to or not, she asked you to give your name and birth. You have to comply. Okay. If not, it's obstruction, interference with law enforcement investigation. Do you understand?
I told her I was happy to give her.
I understand, but she didn't want you to go in the van for officer safety reasons. She doesn't know who you are. She doesn't want you to go into the vehicle. Okay. All right. So, you know, there's a violation. There's a reason why we're here. It's posted up there. That's a road closed sign. Whether you know that or not, that's beyond the point. There's a violation. She's trying to identify you, and you're not giving her the information that she's asking for. Now, don't say that about the license. She already told you that not to go in the van, but she didn't want you going in there. So she's trying to get your name and date of birth. You have to comply with law enforcement when they ask you for your name and date of birth. If there's a violation, she addressed the violation.
I have the right to remain silent.
Yeah, the right. That's fine.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you can also go to jail for failing to identify yourself. So
I was not failing.
You don't have to tell.
I was telling you that my ID was in there, and I was happy to give it to you.
Okay.
She could have gone in there. It was right in the front seat. She could have gone in there and grabbed it.
Did you give her permission to enter the van?
You didn't ask.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah, we'll talk to you in a minute. Jesus.
At this point, they turn off their body cams, which, in my opinion, should be illegal. This is one of the most ridiculous arrests I've seen recently. The cop interferes with his ability to get his ID, then he's the one who gets hit with an interfering charge because he was prohibited from getting his ID. Now, back to the camper.
There's clearly been a huge misunderstanding as to what you think we're doing here or who you think we are or something, and I'm really sorry for that. Like I said, I can totally understand. Maybe there's a way that like I can talk to him with you guys and like maybe talk some sense into him, let him get the answers that you need, or we just want this to resolve peacefully.
Yeah, I don't think he wants the same. I don't feel like he.
Like maybe if I could talk to him with you guys there, maybe he would hear that we need this resolved peacefully.
I don't know who you are.
Fair.
So I'm not gonna let you guys. I mean, can you?
I'm sorry.
Is that your dog?
Yeah. Lily, hop in. Come on, hop in. Hop in. She's really sweet. Hop in.
So,
Hop in.
that is your dog?
This is my dog.
Why was your dog off leash when we got here?
Oh, just there was no one around and she wasn't going anywhere, and
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is a violation.
Okay.
And now I do need your ID.
Okay. That does get a little bit tricky, and I can understand that because I gave up my citizenship. I actually don't have one.
Okay.
And so I don't have an ID to show you because
Okay.
I haven't had one for several years.
And that's fine.
So I want you stateless. I don't have a citizenship.
Okay. What's your first name?
Josie.
Jay.
Were you born in the United States?
Yeah, I was born in Michigan. And my children were both born in California. So.
Okay. What's your first name?
Josie.
How do you spell it?
Josie.
What's your middle initial?
I don't have a middle name.
Okay. What's your last name?
I don't have a last name.
What was the name that you were given with when you were?
I'm not really comfortable showing that. It's not part of who I am.
Okay. So now you have a violation. Okay. So you are required to give me your first and last name and your date of birth.
I gave you the name that I have. That's my legal name. I gave up my citizenship. That's not who I am anymore. Thanks.
Okay. What's your social security number?
I gave it up when I gave up my citizenship. I gave up all of that stuff. It's called renouncing your citizenship. You do it as like a formal declaration, and you actually give it up and you become what's called stateless because you don't take citizenship anywhere else. So it is a legal classification. I do have rights that are protected by the United Nations. I have documentation for all of that.
Can I see that?
I hope I have a copy of it on paper on me. Yes. Can I look for it in the van? I really don't want her involved, but she'll be so unhappy if I leave her in here.
Yeah, I mean, if it's more comfortable, that's fine.
I prefer for only the necessary parties to be involved, but she's
Okay.
really just gonna put up a fit if I leave her in here. So
Okay.
I'll be right by her too.
You go by Josie?
I do.
Okay, I'm Officer Mullins, Fish and Wildlife. We're here to address some violations, okay? So this is pretty cut and dry.
Yep.
Okay, we need your identification, okay?
Right.
One way or another, these officers have told me, which you've informed them, we need a name and date of birth that we can validate, okay? We're going to issue a warning and or citation, depending on the violations, okay? If you do not provide that, you will go to jail.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does
okay.
make sense.
Do you, and let me tell you this, okay? I don't. What you're saying you provided, we need a first name, middle.
Right. David provided a state issued ID.
Okay, and I'm asking for yours. Okay, and I understand, and I'm trying to be very clear and very nice.
Yeah,
okay, I understand you have a family. Okay, do you have any family here?
I don't.
Okay.
We're just passing through.
Okay, that's fine. And I want you to continue to pass through. But we need your identification, name and date of birth is acceptable. Okay? So what is your first name?
Josie.
I'm making this very, very clear to you.
Right.
Okay, this will get drug and I'm hold on. You listen to me. You listen to me. Okay? I'm trying to be very nice. You have your children here. Okay? We all have families. We need your first name, your middle, your last, and your date of birth. Okay?
These cops are turning simple codes violations into a federal case. Why can't they just write them a ticket and walk away? They're looking for any justification to pin this family to the wall. But wait, the threats, escalation, and intimidation don't stop.
I'm trying to make this very clear. Okay, this will continue as long as you want it to. Okay?
I provided you with all the information I have.
What is your middle name?
I provided you.
What is your last name?
It doesn't work like that.
What is your date of birth? That is not how this works.
It's the end of my statement.
So,
You want to go to jail, have your kids turned over to the Department of Children and Families and everything because you will not provide a name.
Of course not.
Okay, it's as simple as that. I'm running you through the rigmarole here. Okay, you failed to provide, I will happily take you to jail. And I will call DCF and they will come out and take your kids.
If it wasn't clear that these cops are psychopaths, this should put the nail in the coffin. He will happily take this couple to jail and take their kids.
I will happily take you to jail. And I will call DCF and they will come out and take your kids.
Who the hell treats a family with small children like that? But to demonstrate that they're mindless, soulless order followers, they're not done.
I will happily take you to jail. And I will call DCF and they will come out and take your kids and place them somewhere else.
I can understand that you're trying to intimidate me. The problem is
I'm not Tommy.
As a stateless person.
That doesn't matter in the United States.
Well, the United States is party to the United Nations, who does protect stateless
We are in Florida. We follow Florida state statute.
Okay, so if someone is indigenous, they don't have rights.
You are in violation of Florida state statute.
Indigenous don't have rights. Is that correct in the United States?
You are in violation of Florida state statute.
Okay,
you need down this road.
Are you going to listen or are you going to talk? Because you keep talking over the officer.
I'm asking a question. I haven't gotten an answer yet.
Okay.
Do indigenous people have rights?
How do you classify as indigenous?
I'm native to the land. I was
Doesn't
born
work
here.
like that.
Okay.
Oh.
So were we. Okay.
Right.
We're in the United.
We're all here.
Okay.
You're welcome here. We haven't done anything to prevent you from being here.
Okay. You understand you're in violation of the law.
And 1015.
Okay.
I'm out of handcuffs.
Okay.
I would like to stay with my children until the last possible moment, please.
Doesn't work like that. You don't get to pick and choose.
Okay.
You fail to identify. You go in handcuffs.
You're free to violate my rights, but that is your choice, and I'm not going to allow it to happen. So. And I don't mean that. Let me classify. I understand.
Are you going to resist arrest? Because that's where we're going with this. You
No,
are going to be placed under arrest if you
I
don't.
would like to clarify because I understand how you could take that. I am not going to do anything violent. I am not going to hurt anyone. I am not going to do anything like that. It's not my will to be arrested.
County road, please.
But your actions are saying otherwise because you're failing to identify yourself. Do you see how your actions and your words are contradicting?
I can't identify myself because I gave up all my forms of identification. I turned them all in. I gave them all back when I rescinded my citizenship.
Let's do this. What was your name when you were born? What was the name you were given that was not redacted at that time? What was the name you were given when you were born?
I'm not comfortable sharing that.
Okay, so you are required by law to share that information.
And I will share it with a party who is qualified, but I don't.
Do you not think that we're the qualified party?
No, actually, I don't think you're qualified to package IKEA furniture in a Chinese sweatshop.
You're going to be placed under arrest. Can I have a set of handcuffs? Because we're going to 1015 for obstruction and failure to identify.
I just want to make sure you really want to go down this road. But before, because this I'm sure this is all, I'm sure, provide your name, middle, date of birth. You're refusing to provide identification. You violated the law.
Whether you want to believe it or not, you are.
It's not that I don't believe it. It's that I lost.
Are you refusing to provide identification or your name and date of birth?
And you said you had documentation that you could provide.
I do. It's on my computer.
Either?
It's on my computer. I don't have it printed off. I don't have it printed off.
You said you were going to handwrite it.
Because that's all I have. I only have it on my computer. If you'd like me to email you a copy, I'd be happy to.
Can you show us on the computer?
Sure, absolutely. I didn't know if you would be like if you would accept that or not. I don't know. I'm not sure what your rules are.
Where's your computer at?
The computer is in the bed area.
Is your other child the only person in the vehicle?
And my dog. Yes,
okay.
Bud, I'll be right back, okay, sweetie? I need you to give me just a minute.
Okay. Are you going to provide us identification? On the computer, whatever form you have.
I'd be happy to give you my statement of origin belonging.
It
amounts to stateless travel documentation in your jurisdiction.
So it's going to be fraudulent either way.
Okay. I don't have a governing body to issue me documentation. Who would I go to?
You reside in the United States.
No, genuinely,
Florida,
can
you want
I
to go
just
down
have one
this road?
quick second?
No, because I'm done with you. I'm done with this stringing it along.
I understand.
I will happily take you to jail. You can be booked in as Jane Doe. There's a lot of Jane Does with warrants.
Can I ask you one question, please?
Sure.
Okay. If I, which I did, gave back all my documentation and did not take a new governing body to issue me documentation, who would I get it from? Because if there's a place, let me go get it. Who would I get it from?
You were still a United States citizen.
But I gave it up, though. That's what you have
That is not how any of this works.
I can show you the process how it works. I can go to the website and show you how it works to become a stateless person. You renounce your citizenship. You give all your IDs back.
Okay.
So you're an illegal alien in the United States.
So who do you give that back to, though? You keep saying you give it back to somebody. Who do you give it back to?
Well, the issuing body, so the Secretary of State, the IRS, whoever issued the documentation, like the Social Security card, like the birth certificate, the driver's license, all this stuff went back to the issuing bodies.
That's our thing. Why can't you provide us the names that you were initially given as far as that?
Because you don't feel comfortable. Is that right?
I really don't, but
So you're failing to identify
if that's really what this is going to hinge on, I mean, okay.
And you are willing to go to jail and have DCF collect your children. And you have no family. And listen, you are not listening. You are not listening. You are not listening to the words that we are saying. We are trying to be very, very clear here. And I just want to make crystal clear that you know that you have every opportunity to provide identification.
And I want to make it crystal clear that these are bad people who would even think about threatening a peaceful family that has harmed no one.
Oh, and listen, okay? Because I don't know if you understand that you will go to jail and DCF will get your children. You have no family here, you said. You're passing through, and you are willing to, you want to go down that road.
It sounds like what you're saying is that you're willing to put me in jail and take my children when I've done nothing wrong. I've hurt no one. I've harmed no one.
We are telling you, you are violating the law.
And you have a person to cite violations for.
We are citing you as well. And you are choosing this.
For what? What are you citing?
Your dog is off leash.
Okay, can you cite David for that? It's his dog too.
No, I'm not having a conversation with you about that.
But
we are citing you. No. You're asking the decision-making process of an officer, and we're telling you you are in violation of the law.
I'm not a citizen.
I'm in violation of other.
I don't have a citizenship.
Okay.
I'm really trying to be like I respect.
No, you're not. You are not trying to be cooperative. We are way past. We're like.
Do you love your kids?
Of course I do.
Do you want them to be picked up by DCF?
Yeah, that's the upside down world we live in. The vile kidnappers are asking a mother if she loves her kids while they threaten to take her kids away.
If you cooperate with us and do exactly what we say, nobody gets hurt.
This is a mental illness.
That's what this takes. All I'm saying is that.
What is it?
At least provide that.
All I'm saying is that it's crazy that you would put me in jail and take my children over a name when I've done nothing wrong.
You were the one choosing this.
When I've done nothing wrong.
And
you were trying to paint us as.
No one.
Okay, and I want to make this very clear. If you give us a false name and date of birth,
give you a false name.
If you do not provide us with the name that you were given when you were born and the date of birth that you were given when you were born, you are going to go to jail. The end of story.
I bet you're going to take me to jail either way.
We really don't want.
We'd rather we don't. We're not. No.
So
I've done nothing wrong. We're happy to leave.
We told you what you did.
So provide this officer your name and date of birth.
The name that I was born with is.
And your date of birth.
That citizen's date of birth is.
And where did they originate from, or where were they issued a past ID out?
Okay.
We're out here harming no one, just want to be left alone. We're sorry we broke the whatever. We didn't realize.
Yeah. And I understand what you're saying and what you're trying to say, but you understand you're way overcomplicating this. Okay, and we are trying to be understandable, and I'm trying to just talk to you as a person who has kids, and I don't know if you want this kind of attention because it really seems like it. You're saying the words you're saying the words that you want to be left alone, that you haven't done anything, and as a reasonable person and officer, we're telling you violated the law. And we're trying to be reasonable. You have drugged this way out.
I rescinded my citizenship based on a sincere spiritual conviction, and that's incredibly important to me. And,
okay.
And if that's not allowed in the United States, then we can go somewhere else.
For example, like, how did you rent this van? Is it your van? Do you own the van?
I can't speak on this van.
Okay, it's your van. Okay. You're talking about a bunch of stuff that isn't pertinent to what we're talking about. Okay, if you feel that you rescinded something, so be it. Okay, we're just trying to let you know when you're in violation of the law, we have to address the person. Okay, not just
and
like
we gave you a person's address. We're happy to have you slap the citation on that person.
Okay. And I'd love to try and speak with you more. I think we're just.
I can't address you as a person. I can only address you as a female man, as an actual who I am, because a person is a piece of paper. It's a legal creation.
Okay.
So I can't address you in that way. The piece of paper that I gave you, that name, that's the person. That's who you can address in that way.
Okay.
But I'm just talking to you as a flesh and blood entity in front of me. Because I do respect you.
Yeah.
Because I do, and I don't want anything negative against you at all.
Okay.
I genuinely, honestly want to resolve this peacefully and amicably.
We do too.
And we genuinely just want to leave people alone. That's what we're doing here in the middle of the woods.
Right.
We just want to leave people alone.
Right.
And I'm sorry that we violated your ordinances. We do genuinely try to keep clean. We clean up after ourselves.
Okay.
We try to be respectful.
And that's just like driving down the road closed. I mean, the road closed sign is very obvious. I mean, you have to. You didn't see it right before you drove into the river? Okay. Do you see the bluff right there?
Yeah, we were following
the road
tracks.
closed?
I followed the road tracks. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It was a genuine misunderstanding.
Okay. So but you operate the vehicle. So what? Well, you said you're following tracks. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to trip you up. What I'm saying. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. I'm not trying to. Whoa. What I'm saying is you operate the vehicle. So if you got pulled over, what identification are you going to provide? When you rent. Say you rent something. What identification do you provide?
I don't do any of those things because I'm not a citizen. I don't partake in citizen benefits. I don't have a bank account. I don't ask for government benefits. I don't do any of those things. Okay.
But you're out here on government land. You're out here on public land. This is 110% public land.
I'll be right with you, sweetie. Okay. I know, bud. I know.
Okay. Look,
I understand that you think you own the land. I understand that. No. Indigenous people don't really see that. I'm not trying not to cooperate.
Okay. You got to understand, in my shoes, the name game feels very uncooperative.
Absolutely. And I understand that people who, the whole sovereign citizen thing, like those people can be dangerous to you guys. And I respect that you have to be worried about that. We're not those people.
Okay. And look, and if I'm trying really hard to deal with you.
I can see you are.
Okay. I really do. No, you're fine. I really do want to resolve this, and I think you do too.
I do.
But these officers are going to come back and talk to you, and it is paramount that you cooperate. You do not want to go to jail. Okay. And I want to make very crystal clear, we really don't want to take you to jail.
What does that mean when you say that I'll need to cooperate?
Cooperate. You're going to get a citation. Okay. You're going to have to sign the citation. Okay? If you don't sign the citation, you'll go to jail.
I understand.
Okay?
Perfectly.
Good?
Yes.
So you're going to sign the citation?
Sign the citation.
Okay. Okay, so long as we can cooperate.
I have nothing against legal systems, against the people who use them. I have nothing against choosing to be a citizen. I just chose not to because it's my sincere spiritual conviction that I shouldn't.
Okay.
It's just between me and my God. That's all.
Okay.
I respect you. I respect your choices. I respect your system that you serve.
Okay.
I'm sincerely sorry that we violated your rules. We genuinely make an effort to respect them. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All right.
What do we got here?
I'm gonna ask your signature. This is for your dog being off leash. This is by signing this is not an admission of guilt. It's just saying that you're gonna take care of this fine or contest it in court within 30 days.
Okay. So you said you're arresting David.
He's going to jail. Yes.
Okay. What is he charged with, by the way, if you don't mind?
Obstruction.
Okay. Is that?
And failure to provide his name and date of birth.
Misdemeanors?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want to let you know you are going to jail for obstruction and failure to provide your name to a law enforcement officer.
They didn't have to take this guy to jail. They didn't have to mess with this family. They didn't even have to give citations. All they had to do was give a warning, and they chose not to do that. David was cited for 2 non-criminal infractions, one for the dog being off the leash and one for the use of a closed road. He was also charged with misdemeanor resisting or interfering with a wildlife officer. These people are professional punks. If you disagree, leave your thoughts in the comments section below. I want to hear what your argument is. If you like these videos, maybe you'll like some of my others. Check out my most popular playlist. There's probably some videos that you haven't seen yet. If you want to support the channel, you can do it for free. Just like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell notification icon. If you want, grab a shirt, become a channel member, but more importantly, understand your rights don't end where officer fears begin. I'll see you in the next video.